Boker Tov. I'm so glad that you could join me for meditation and our morning intention, our kavanah. A little bit of study in mindfulness. You know, for the last 15 months, at least 4 days a week, I have been meditating with you and giving you a little bit of wisdom, sometimes from the Kabbalistic tradition, sometimes right from the Bible or Talmud. Sometimes I've given you just some common sense wisdom, whether it was taken from a poem or a little passage written by someone with insights into a better way of looking at the world and a better way of being settled in ourselves. Today, I want to spend just a few minutes talking about the importance of silence, about the importance of not doing, that is just being, the importance of listening, the importance of being very mindful in our relationships. You know, all of what we've been talking about these many months is applicable in every part of our lives. So how is mindfulness helpful in our relationships? Whoa. How is it helpful in our relationships? Well, I'll tell you how I think it's helpful. Whoa. You there? Can you hear me? I think this is going to be enough volume. Okay. So, this is, whoa. I know. Whoa. Okay, and here we go. Oh, here we go. Oh. Boom, boom, boom. Oh, for heaven's sake.
Need a hand, Rabbi?
Huh?
You need a hand?
I'm in here. Did someone mess with this?
Not that I'm aware of.
Ay, ay, ay. Well, I'm going to try again. How is this?
Do you want to use this mic right here?
No. I think we'd have the same problem. How is this? I think we can hear.
Yeah.
Can you check to make sure that people can hear at home? Okay. Well, before I was so rudely interrupted, where was I? Mindfulness can be very helpful in our relationships with each other. It can be very helpful in our communication with each other. When we are in a mindful state of mind, we're not in a doing mode. We are in a listening, observer mode. So often in our conversations with each other, when we're really good-hearted and wanting to help each other, we want to solve each other's problems. And even though our intentions are good, sometimes we actually do a little bit of harm. Let me explain what I'm talking about. Let's say someone, a friend of yours, someone you're trying to help, someone you care about, says, "I'm unlovable. I just feel unlovable." Now, what is your inclination? I know my inclination is to say, "Oh, no, that's not true. I love you. Your friends love you. you're just so lovable. And, we think and we might just for a little bit cheer up the person. But what is likely to happen after our conversation, after the other person goes on his or her way, is that they are going to doubt their own feelings. Their feeling of being unlovable was real. And what have we told them? We said, your feeling isn't valid. And, when you tell somebody that they're feeling, that the emotion that they are experiencing isn't valid, they could very well question their own legitimacy from an emotional state of mind, from an emotional point of view. They might very well say, can I even trust my own feelings? They might feel a little bit ashamed even. Oh, here I am. Here I thought I felt unlovable. And what is wrong with me when, my friend pointed out that I am lovable? Well, I don't think we want to impart the idea that something is wrong with our friend when we're trying to cheer them up. I don't think we want to impart to them a sense that they cannot trust their own emotions. I think the better thing to do is to be mindful. If someone, again, getting back to the example, says, I feel unlovable, I think it's important to affirm their feeling. That doesn't mean we agree with it, but to say, well, that must be painful. Can you tell me about it? Tell me about that feeling. And instead of rushing in to solve the problem, to let them explain the feeling, to describe the feeling. And from there, you might just, instead of rushing in to do something, instead of rushing in to solve the problem, you might say, what evidence do you have that you're unlovable? What's happened that you might think or feel that? And let them explain. Let them explain. So often people will figure it out for themselves. What they need is someone to listen, not to solve the problem, but to listen and to explore with them what is happening. And I think if you try this, and that's kind of a mindfulness, a mindful approach to a conversation, a mindful approach to a relationship, to sit with and to observe and to, first of all, understand what is going on. Okay, so keep this in mind. What we're going to do today, we're going to do a meditation, as we usually do. But we're going to think about our relationships and our conversations with each other. Find yourself in a nice, comfortable place where you're unlikely to be disturbed for the next few moments. And as the sound of the bell fades into the distance, allow yourself to enter into a mindful, meditative state. Observe your breathing without controlling it. Notice what's happening in your body. Be aware of the ambient sounds in your environment. Observe your emotional state, whatever it is. Without judgment, without any shame, just compassionately observing where you are emotionally at this moment. Acceptance is an important word for us today. As we accept our own emotional state, whatever it is, that doesn't mean we are not going to change it in some way. But for now, we just accept it and look at it. Its many facets, how it affects our bodies, how it affects our mind, how our emotions, whatever they might be, affect our interaction with the world. Think back on some conversation you may have had with a friend or a loved one who was sharing with you some challenge that they were having in their life, a challenge that evoked a difficult emotional response. Observe, remember your response. If you try to talk them out of that emotional state, if you try to fix them, we all do that. But if you can recall a time when you did that, can you imagine a different way of helping your friend, your loved one, by simply listening, helping them to explore that feeling without judgment, without doing anything, just accepting for now that they're feeling what they're feeling. Perhaps asking them to explain the experience of that feeling and listening without comparing it to your own struggles, just listening your full attention on what they're saying without judgment, without comparisons. Just listening. Perhaps asking a question here or there, but without suggesting any remedy. Just helping them explore that feeling. You might ask, what has happened in their experience that might have led them to believe that they were unlovable or a failure or something? To what has happened in their experience to bring them to that emotional state? Again, without arguing, letting them explore, listening. Often people will find their own solution if they are just listened to. The greater part of wisdom is silence. It's observing. It's understanding the other without rushing in to repair or to solve anything. Take a deep breath, hold it, and release it. As the sound of the bell fades into the distance, allow your eyes to open. Take another deep breath. Release it. One more. Release it. Allow your eyes to adjust to the light. Stretch a little bit. Sorry about that microphone glitch. These things happen. You just got to deal with them, right? Hold your head straight. Look straight ahead with your shoulders pointed, square, and squarely in front of you. And move your head slowly to the right, observing everything in your field of vision. Slowly go as far as you can to the right, keeping your shoulders pointed straight ahead, just to that point of strain. Maybe just slightly past it, but don't overdo it. Notice everything. Notice shapes, light, shadows. You might even see things behind you. Gradually bring your head to the center, looking straight ahead. And now going to the left, noticing everything while your shoulders are pointing straight ahead. Go as far to the left as you can. Notice everything, colors and shapes and shadows. Perhaps you can even see a little behind you. Now, bring your head to the center. Very good. So, we're going to try this again tomorrow. I hope we have better success with our microphones. I don't know. We have gremlins here, I suppose. And reset the microphones. I don't know how that happens, but we'll look into it. In the meantime, Boker Tov, Boker Or. Remember to smile, and remember to bring a smile to the face of at least one person that you encounter on your journey today. See you soon.